I'm an 8-figure entrepreneur, and these are my 3 biggest failures. I've made some really bad decisions in my life, but what's important is that I think there are a lot of bad decisions or failures that people have made in their life, and they allow those things to hold them back because they don't want anyone to find out about them, and they've affected people's self-worth. So, failure number 1, if I look back, I had a first marriage when I was 19 years old. I married someone who was actually a criminal, and he was physically and emotionally abusive. It took me a long time to get out of that relationship, and for a while I allowed that to define who I was, and I allowed that to define my self-worth. But I'm so happy that I didn't allow it to hold me back, or I wouldn't be where I am today. I don't look at it as a failure anymore, and I think that's what's really important, is allowing people to understand that now where I am, I realize that I've had no failures. I've just made some terrible decisions in my life, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to move past them. Failure number 2 would be that I had a panic attack on live television. It was terrible. I just remember my heart beating really, really fast. I was reading news on the teleprompter, and I couldn't get my heartbeat under control, so I cut to commercial. And I really allowed that moment and that failure to hold me back. And so for many years, for a long time, I shied away from being on camera again, from even showing up again, because it was really embarrassing, and I took it as such a hard failure. But as I look back now, I realize why that happened. 1, I was totally burned out, and how it shaped who I am today. Failure number 3 is actually allowing toxic people to have continued to stay in my life. I've had a really difficult time actually having boundaries with people who are very close to me, maybe family members that were toxic, and I just allowed to continue to be toxic. I allowed to continue to come back into my life, and I really wish it didn't take me so long to realize how toxic it was, and that really came as a result of building my self-worth. And I think as I look back now, it's made me stronger, and it's also helped me develop, a better sense of who I will allow into my life moving forward.